Hello there. Um, let me explain what this video is. This is actually my first video um, on the 70-410 exam. I'm actually studying for my MCSA, and during my studies, I figured, why not, you know, um, why not just record my labs? I think it's a great way to learn, to teach yourself, and to teach others about about how to actually go through these labs. And the whole point about this is it's not going to be perfect. It is There's going to be a lot of errors. I'm going to mess up, and that's the whole point. It's to learn from your mistakes, and because not everything is going to go smoothly. So let's get started. In this video, I'm going to create a new virtual switch in Hyper-V 2012, and I'm actually running Hyper-V on my Windows 10 machine. So if I open up Hyper-V, you're going to see that I already have a VM here. I created a Windows 8 virtual machine. I have a disk already created. It's fully functional. It's actually turned off right now. So if you go to the right to the Actions pane, go to Virtual Switch Manager, and as you can see, I already created 2 virtual switches earlier. So let's create a brand new one. Let's create a virtual switch. Actually, let's go back. There's going to be 3 options. There's going to be external, internal, and private virtual switches. I'm not going to go through what each one is. You can, if you're studying for the exam or you're just reviewing some material, you just want to gain general knowledge on how to create virtual switches, you can look deeper online, or if you're reading a book, go through that section, or right here, you can just click on each one of these and read the description of what it is, how how each one differs from the other in terms of what kind of access the virtual machine has to the physical network. Either it's isolated or it can talk to the host physical network. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to create an internal virtual switch. So I'm going to click on internal, and I'm going to click on create virtual switch, and I'm going to give it a name. So since I already created other ones, I'm just going to create the same naming convention, VS switch, and I'll call it 3. So V switch 3. You can put in some notes, internal, and OK. And pending changes. What is this? This computer may lose network. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so it's applying the changes. Error applying virtual switch. See what I said? It's never going to go smoothly. At some point or another, I'm going to run into issues. So, error applying virtual switch properties changes. Okay, so what's going on here? So new virtual switch, Realtek. Let's remove that one. There we go. I don't know what that other one was. I must have okayed something. So, in a nutshell, that's how you create a virtual switch within Hyper-V Manager. Now, you are going to be tested on this not only in Hyper-V but also PowerShell. So let's create it in PowerShell. I'm actually going to go through some things that I was working on before this video because I did run into some issues, and I kind of worked my way around it or through these issues because you might encounter the same thing. The first thing that I noticed is when I first opened PowerShell, I was not able to run the command. It said I did not have permissions, or I needed elevated access, something along those lines. So what I did was I right-clicked on PowerShell, just like that, and I ran it as an administrator. So I was able to, get a different error. So the first thing I want to do is change my, location. Um, After I did that, I ran the parameters were kind of off. So okay, parameter second I'll be resolved. All right, that's fine. Let me try a different way. So new VM switch. I gave it a name of test. Switch type internal. I knew that was a correct parameter or syntax. So I went along with it and I got an error. Failed while creating virtual Ethernet switch. I'm like, okay. So that's kind of weird. Not sure why I got an error there. But then I was thinking, so since this is really the first time I'm running this, and I just recently installed Hyper-V Manager, or the Hyper-V role, on this Windows 10 machine, maybe it does not have all the commandlets for the Hyper-V module or role, if that makes any sense. So what I did was, and I just want to point this out, I am a newbie when it comes to PowerShell. I'm just learning it as I'm learning, as I'm learning the 7410, for the 7410 exam. So I'm learning both as much as I can. A great book to read, by the way, is Don Jones, Learning PowerShell in a Month of Lunches, something like that. It's a really good book, so I definitely recommend that. All right, back to this. So I did get help new VM switch. Once I did that, it asked, do you want to update the help for this, blah, blah, blah. Yes. And then it gave me all the syntax, parameters, everything that I need to know about this commandlet. And then I ran the same exact commandlet that I did earlier when I got the error, and kabam, it created it. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to give it a name of 4 because I think I already created oops, wrong spot. So I'm going to go here, going to say, actually let's give it a completely new name. Blah blah switch. So new VM switch, blah blah switch, switch type internal. Hit enter. And any day now. There we go. Boom. Blah blah switch internal created. So maybe I can do, I don't know. See, I'm telling you, I'm a newbie when it comes to this. Show, what's the commandlet for VM switch? Let's do help VM switch and see what commandlets are there for, VM switch. Okay, so this is everything that includes the VM switch. So add, disable, get. All right, maybe it's get. Yeah, there's no show, so maybe it's get VM switch. Maybe it's gonna give me a list, and sure enough, there's the the two that I already had, the VS switch or V switch, sorry, that I created in Hyper-V, and the blah blah switch that I created in PowerShell. And yeah, that's it for creating a virtual switch in Hyper-V and PowerShell. Thank you for watching.